Launch of the Critical Info platform. My name is Bernadine Geary, and I'm the CEO of the Frankston Business Collective, and I'm proud to be your MC for this evening. I would like to begin by acknowledging the lands of the Kulin Nations and recognise their connection to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and First Nations people around the globe. Just a bit of housekeeping for you. Oh, no, I think I've got to move the next thing. So, just a bit of housekeeping. We've got toilets around the corner, just outside the door here. We ask if you could keep your phones on silent, but you can take photos. We'd love you taking photos, and we love you posting them on socials. So use the hashtag provided tonight in your packs. Spread the word to your friends and family via socials and about our event. And if anyone finds tonight overwhelming, please just feel free to take a break and relax in the art gallery. Live streaming and photographs will be taken this evening, and if you do not want your photograph taken, please make sure you mention it to the photographer. We have some distinguished guests with us this evening, and we would like to acknowledge and thank them for being with us. So Councillor Emily Green from Frankston City Council, from the Kananock Ward, and Councillor Nathan Butler from the Yamala Ward. So thank you very much to both of you for being here this evening, and you'll hear a little bit from Emily a bit later on. And we've got Rosie Batty. Rosie was a domestic violence campaigner and Australian Women of the Year, or Australian of the Year, I should say, in 2015. And she is the Officer of the Order of Australia, AO. We also have with us Leah Kaminski, an award-winning author, Medal of the Order of Australia, AOM, 2025. We also have with us Antonia Celli, former Mayor and Deputy Mayor of the Mornington Peninsula Shire. And we have with us tonight just another FBC member, Annie Pearson. So Annie's in the audience with us, so thank you very much. Tonight is a collaboration between the Frankston Arts Centre, the Frankston Social Enterprise and Innovation Hub, and the Frankston Business Collective, who are here in support of Catherine Ashton, founder and the CEO of Critical Info, to launch the Critical Info platform. Now, just a little bit about the FBC, because some people say, what does that do? We are your local business chamber. We are dedicated to helping local businesses thrive and grow. We're a network of passionate business owners and industry leaders working together to create a supportive community that fosters success and innovation in Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula. Initially, we established by the Frankston City Council in 2022, and we have grown substantially over that time. We work closely with businesses through the 3 pillars: advocacy, connection, and education. Most of our members have made successful connections with each other. Critical Info is just a shining example of this. I think tonight, I believe there's probably 6 FBC members who are involved in some way, shape or form at the evening, so well done, Catherine. Every member is important to us, and we hope to assist in elevating them to achieve their goals and their dreams. Just some shout outs before I move on to introducing our host for the evening. I'd like to thank a couple of additional people who have been very generous with their time and their donations tonight. There's Madam Flavour for the provision of their beautiful teas for our goodie bags to encourage a critical chat and a cuppa with those loved ones. Also, Cassie Canterford from Flowers for Jane, with graciously donating her stunning flowers. I mean, that is insane, that bouquet. Thank you very much, Cassie. And then around the room, there's some beautiful flowers. She always does a great job for us. So, and in addition to that, these flowers at the end of the evening will be going to some places that Cassie has thought would be worthy of them, which is Golf Links Road Rehabilitation Centre, Palliative Care, Langwarrin Community Aged Care, Signature Care, Psy Home and Community Care, and Grace Professional Services. So thank you very much to all of those recipients, and they'll be getting their flowers delivered to them by Cassie. Now to introduce Catherine. 82% of people believe their families do not understand their end-of-life wishes. And tonight we have some fabulous speakers lined up for you. But tonight, Catherine Ashton from Critical Info plans to change all of that for good. Catherine is an award-winning speaker who has worked with large-scale organisations. Catherine was awarded the bronze in 2024 for Oz Mumpreneur Awards, One to Watch, and was just recently awarded the 2025 Women in Business Awards, Best New Business. Congratulations, Catherine. Catherine has her own story to tell about the inception of Critical Info, so I won't spoil that for you, but it's one of resilience and one of trauma. She has a unique ability to engage with people from all walks of life. I instantly felt the warmth and genuine caring when I met Catherine, and I knew that this lady was going to be a resounding impact on many lives. Catherine is dedicated to breaking the silence around death and providing the tools and knowledge necessary for improving end-of-life planning. Through her platform, Critical Info, and her podcast, Don't Be Caught Dead, she continues to support and empower individuals facing the realities of mortality. And without further ado, please give a warm welcome, or a big welcome, to our host for the evening, Catherine Ashton.
Wow, that was pretty amazing. And can I just say, there is so much love in the room. Thank you all for being here. I feel very privileged and very honoured to have your support and your beautiful smiling faces. And also for those who are joining us on live stream, thank you so much for being part of this experience. For me, it feels like both a long and short journey. So I'm mixed emotions that I'm feeling tonight. So bear with me as I try and to deliver my speech and live up to those awards that I have won. So let's see how we go, shall we? So raise your hands if someone close to you has died. Okay, so for those of you who are actually on live stream, that was a pretty significant number of hands that were just raised. Leave your hands up, so those pair of hands that were up, leave them up. How many of you were actually involved in the arrangement of that person's funeral? So again, quite a few people with their hands in the audience that were raised. And hands up if you think one day you'll die. Okay, glad to know that everyone doesn't think we're going to live forever. So, and that's the way we prepare or don't prepare for death that affects everything and everyone we leave behind. So I'll just move on to the slide. There we go. I think you know who I am, but that's me, Catherine Ashton, the CEO and founder. Josh, no. Oh, no, I can go back. Good. There we go. See, my 21-year-old son will be very embarrassed at my lack of technical skills there. Hi, Ethan. So, partners, supporters, and fellow changemakers, welcome not just to the launch of the Critical Info platform, but to the movement changing the narrative around death in Australia. One that says death does not have to be chaotic. Grief does not have to be compounded by paperwork, and legacy can be something we craft with intention, not something we leave behind in confusion. This will ring true for many of you, and you heard Bernadine speak about the statistics. 82% of Australians say their families don't understand their end-of-life wishes. Does yours? Just 15% of funerals are pre-planned. That means the people that we love the most are left to make dozens of decisions on our behalf in just the first 7 days after death, a time when they'll be in no state for such things, compounding grief with significant stress, and that's just the beginning. Critical Info is a social enterprise committed to building death literacy, helping Australians rest in peace of mind and improve grief outcomes for the bereaved. Up until now, we've been doing that extremely well through education and advocating for the planning and the discussions of end of life. But tonight, we take this to a whole new level with the launch of the Critical Info platform. Now I'll press that button that I wasn't supposed to earlier. And I had had a car accident in 2019 and I had subsequent spinal surgery and developed chronic pain as a result. So I was at a bit of a loss and a bit of a crossroads, didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And then our friend Roland died and his 2 adult children live in New York. I turned to Google, as most people do in situations, and I couldn't find the information in one spot that I needed for, his children. And I just thought, this is crazy. It's not like this is the first time that this has happened. And so, being the good producer I was at that stage, I started an Excel spreadsheet, and that Excel spreadsheet has now turned into the platform that it is today. Critical Info is a simple system to sort your personal paperwork for when your information becomes critical. All it takes is 10 minutes a day for 15 days. For 15 days, I will ask you daily questions you can answer in 10 minutes. You can record your answers in audio, text, and at times video. The choice is entirely yours. When your profile is complete, you will have your answers transcribed and returned to you as a PDF. You'll be able to nominate 2 key emergency contacts who will know where your critical information is kept in an emergency. Also, a concise list of your personal information, a to-do list of what documents you still need to collect, and access to step-by-step guides so you can complete any outstanding tasks.
The Critical Info platform addresses a critical gap in Australia's death care landscape, and we think it will really help people make informed end-of-life decisions. And this really makes a sensitive topic much more manageable, and it means that at the end of someone's life, they can be grieving rather than dealing with all of the admin. So we think Critical Info platform is fantastic.
I've been working in the end-of-life space for more than 25 years, and one of the things that I've noticed brings the most solace to people is really being able to befriend death. And oftentimes that takes planning ahead. And conversely, I've seen people unnecessarily suffer because they can't get near this issue and they can't really do what needs to be put in place. And this is why I'm such a big fan of Critical Info and what Catherine Ashton has put together. I hope more people will use it and get ahead of this issue, embrace this issue, and make death something that can be befriended.
We're really looking forward to mobilising this for all of our clients. We have over 2,000 clients, and we're really looking forward to them being able to take greater control of their end of life. Congratulations, you've just done a superb job, and I know I've said it before, you've come into this, and this is often the best stuff comes from people who come into this area without any preconceived ideas or barriers.
The Critical Info platform covers 15 focus life areas with 150 different prompts that culminate in a comprehensive end-of-life plan. Some questions require pragmatic answers, some nostalgic, some spiritual, but all of them incredibly valuable to the 2 nominated contacts that want to ensure your death aligns with your values and your wishes on every level. It is a very useful and user-friendly and supportive platform with design, and also let me start that again, shall I? It is a very user-friendly and supportive platform by design, so people of all ages and abilities can use it. The accessibility integration makes the platform accessible for all. For those that need extra support completing their plan, there's 24/7 product support. There are integrated guides to support some of the things that you might need to do in your to-do list. And perhaps most importantly, there's free, comprehensive education resources in the hundreds for better emotional, financial, and mental outcomes for all. When the time comes that you're hospitalised or at the time of death, your nominated contacts can request your information and have it all within the hour, and they'll know exactly what to do because they would have received instructions via email when they were first nominated. We certainly encourage everyone to talk about their end-of-life plans at the time of developing, so you can release your critical info early too, if that's what you like. Death is hard enough. We are here to empower Australians to confidently define and plan their end-of-life personal paperwork, wishes and legacy, and discuss it openly and positively with their loved ones. We're here to significantly improve grief outcomes for the family and friends of the deceased, and we'll do that with the only end-of-life planning tool in the country that is holistic, guided and accessible. I am thrilled to share that the Critical Info platform is live as of today. Users can sign up. Thank you. Users can sign up on a subscription basis for just $10 a month or $99 a year if paid up front. In your goodie bag, please make sure you get one on the way out. There's a launch code that offers 50% discount off your first year, so you can sign up and try it for yourself, or perhaps gift it for a loved one. Going off early take-up, we can see that we're already filling a gap in the market through demand and interest from organisations wanting to offer critical info platform to clients. Palliative care, aged care institutions, insurance companies, and even progressive corporates and government bodies that want to see this in their employment assistance programs. We have business-to-business solutions that include the Critical Info platform, group training, workshops, and one-on-one consultations. And you've heard from Maria from Melville Cares and Western Suburb Cares tonight, the first business client to come on board. The strong early reception for the Critical Info platform follows some incredible wins for our business and its other products and services. We're a certified social enterprise, meaning we reinvest our profits to achieve our purpose. Our guide has had strong organic sales with zero advertising, and we have grown a community. Our podcast is edging towards 10,000 downloads and much more. But most importantly for me, we've started conversations around kitchen tables, in hospitals, and all over cups of tea. It's clear Australians want to talk about death beyond distribution of assets. They don't want their loved ones to navigate death admin in the dark. They want to take full control of their life and their legacy, even when it's over. As valuable members of the Critical Info community and the death literacy movement, I invite you to sign up and try the platform. If you love it, talk about it. And if you see an opportunity to bring it into your organisation, let's chat. And together, let's build a world where people leave behind a legacy and not a mess, and allow them to live better, love better, and leave better. So, sign up, try the platform. If you love it, tell someone. If you see an opportunity to bring critical info into your workplace, please do. So it wouldn't be right for me to stand up here without thanking some very important people. And before I hand over the mic to our next speaker, we haven't got here alone. Critical Info is built on the passion and advocacy of many. Pioneers in palliative care, death literacy, legal rights, funeral innovation, and community care. Many of whom are now early adopters and supporting partners that believed in us from the beginning. We wouldn't be here without you. To my team, my mentors, I thank you for your unwavering belief and your steady hands behind the scenes, both those who are here and behind the scenes elsewhere today. Lastly, to my husband, my son Ethan, and my mother Elizabeth, who are all with us tonight. Yes, they do need a round of applause, let me tell you. I thank you for holding me up while I built something to hold up others. Now for your next speaker. The volume of death administration is staggering, and it increases significantly if that person is a business owner. So speaking from the perspective of small business, I am pleased to introduce Councillor Emily Green from Frankston City Council.
Oh my word, didn't you do fantastic? It's a lot to speak to 150 people, isn't it? So thank you to the Frankston Business Collective for inviting me today. I'm representing the Frankston City Mayor, Chris Bolam, who regrets he could not be here today and sends his regards. I'd like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional owners, the Bunurong people, as the custodians of this land. I pay respects to Aboriginal community elders, past and present, who have resided in the area and have been an integral part of the history of this region. Thank you, Catherine, for that fantastic walkthrough of the critical info platform. It's interesting, in a world of increasing uncertainty, the end of our lives is probably the only thing we can really be certain of. There's a proverb that says, dig the well before you are thirsty, and I think they got it exactly right. Tonight is all about preparation, planning now for what is inevitably lies ahead, but many of us would put off. Preparation isn't just wise, it's essential. And it's wonderful to see such a healthy turnout tonight. It speaks to the volumes of the strength of our business network here in Frankston. So at Council, we continue to offer a range of business supports to all Frankston City businesses at no cost. These include free workshops and training, business mentoring, various business grants, a free local business directory, a monthly business e-newsletter, site sourcing, and a business concierge service. 2025 has already been a very busy year for us. In February, we ran not one, but two successful grant programs, the Facade Improvement Grants and the B2B Grants, which I guarantee you some of you have picked up on. Each contains a total funding pool of $100,000 and enables successful applicants to invest in important areas, such as shopfront improvements, marketing, new equipment, photography, and more. Our 2025 B2B grants in particular have been a great success, with 125 applicants and $100,000 awarded. Best of all though, that $100,000 has resulted in the local spend of $208,000. That's a really big win for our local economy. Before I finish, a quick update on our city. On Friday, the Victorian Planning Minister approved the implementation of the Frankston Metropolitan Activity Centre, or FMAC structure plan, into the Frankston planning scheme. It means that our planning controls can now support the ongoing growth and transformation of the CBD and surrounding area while protecting the things that we love about our city, which in my case, what a shocker, is environmental. Decisions about land use, the location of businesses and housing, how people move around and our city's look and feel can now be made with confidence and certainty. It's great news for businesses and investors, providing more certainty and confidence about Frankston's future, and it represents the conclusion of an extensive journey that has involved many in the community. This is a landmark moment for our city, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of you. Thank you to everyone in this room who has contributed, whether through support, feedback, or thoughtful consultation. Every voice, no matter how varied, played a role in shaping this achievement. Thank you so much, guys.
Hi everyone, it's wonderful to be here with you today. My name's Xanthi Rivet. I'm from Frankston Social Enterprise and Innovation Hub. I'm part of the leadership team there alongside Andrew Curtis. And how fantastic is it to be here for the launch of Critical Info's platform. And it's been fantastic to be on the journey with you over the last little while, Catherine, and see you emerge, and it feels like really, well, it was just a couple of months ago that we were celebrating you getting certified as a social enterprise thanks to Social Traders, and we've got the head of certification for Social Traders here today, Georgina Cohen. So for those that aren't familiar with Frankston's Social Enterprise and Innovation Hub, we exist to help individuals and organisations start up and scale social enterprises in our region. And our home is at Chisholm Institute here in Frankston. From the idea stage to creating sustainable long-term impact, the Hub helps connect social enterprises with enablers needed for growth. Social enterprises are businesses that exist to solve social and environmental problems and combine purpose and profit. They harness entrepreneurship and collaboration, innovation, to empower change and achieve long-term measurable outcomes that improve lives. And while that sounds like a lot of nice words, what we're seeing today is a really great example of a platform that's going to really positively impact a lot of people's lives in many, many ways. Critical Info is a fantastic example of a social enterprise, a business with purpose at its very core. Founded by Catherine, with determination, focus, and a clear vision and mission to create positive change. As a certified social enterprise, Critical Info has not only committed to their purpose, but also to 50% of their profits going back towards that purpose of youth literacy and improving grief outcomes. And I think that's something that's really worth acknowledging and celebrating. Congratulations. This commitment is a testament not only to your dedication to make a meaningful impact that will reach many people here locally, but also far beyond the Frankston area, but it also addresses a sensitive and important issue such as death literacy and end-of-life planning that I think for many of us would prefer to just put in the ironing pile or to one side, but we all know is actually incredibly important. We're proud to have Critical Info as part of the Hub community and to have witnessed your growth and your continuing success. Congratulations on the launch and your continued work to create better outcomes for people. Congratulations, Catherine. Oh, and I'm going to introduce Greg Russo up onto the stage.
This is where you realise I'm very good because I have a developer and those men are in the room here, because my technical skills are not always the best. And I would like to now introduce you to Freya McFarlane, who is from Frankston Arts Centre, and she will, I feel terrible about this now, sorry Freya. I'm so glad it's happened to Freya and no one else, because she knows I love her very much, and this isn't the first time. This isn't our first rodeo together, so this is really good. And she'll explain our relationship, and you'll understand. She's very forgiving. Over to Freya.
To be forgotten. That's not what tonight's about, obviously. I'd also like to acknowledge that we're gathered here this evening on the unceded lands and waterways of the Bunurong peoples of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to the elders past, living, emerging, and all First Nations people who are here with us tonight. This is an amazing turnout, and Catherine, you should be exceedingly proud and excited by the number of people who are in this room. I feel the love too. I'm Freya, the forgotten senior producer of Southside Festival. I'll be dining out on this one for a while, just so you know. I'm joking, I love Catherine. So Southside happens every year in May. We've turned 4 this year. And I first met Catherine over the phone about 1.5 years ago to chat about the Don't Be Caught Dead pub trivia quiz being in our Southside program. To say that I was intrigued is an understatement. That was a really funny message to get. Call Catherine from Critical Info about a death pub quiz. It's like, and I'm calling. Within minutes of chatting, I felt a genuine connection with her. We are both people comfortable with talking about dying and the very practical things one can do to lighten the burden on loved ones at a painful and possibly traumatic time. Her candour, humour, sensitivity, wit and creative energy were inspiring, and as soon as she started talking about a pub quiz, I was hooked. It was an absolute delight to introduce her to the amazing team at Frankston Brewhouse, a venue that I had the pleasure of working with since the inception of Southside, and I knew it would be a perfect match as both parties think outside the box. I just realised that's a coffin joke when I said it out loud. Oh dear. And possess an innate ability to see such a great possibility in collaborating. We are stoked to have the Don't Be Caught Dead quiz in our Southside program again this year. I think it's always really cool when the arts and important topics, especially the taboo ones, intersect. Critical Info proves that death and entertainment are not mutually exclusive. Dying is inevitable, so you may as well have fun while getting your affairs in order. Which reminds me, I really need to update my will. And do you do vouchers? Because I think I want to know, give anybody in my family a subscription to your platform as the executor of everyone in my family's estate. I've got too many files. It's a real pleasure, as always, Catherine. Knowing you has been fantastic, and I just feel like personally this platform is so incredibly important so that people actually talk about something that, as we've all said, it is going to happen. And in answer to one of your questions before about what did you get for your pocket money as a kid, when I was 5, it was comic books and Bubble-O Bill ice creams, and as a teenager it was 20, and I'm not going to tell you what that was spent on. Greg!
Hello everyone. Thanks very much for being here tonight. Greg is my name. I'm a solicitor. I've worked in the law for about 30 years, about the last 15 in succession, and started a firm about 18 months ago specialising in succession. So that's all we do. And so there's a few other lawyers here tonight, I think, that also are working in this area. And what we see is solicitors and other professionals working in this area, I think, see the very best and the very worst in people. It's a pretty dark time when you don't know what's around the corner. And it's a time when our clients, when all of us want something clear, something that they don't want us to pretend everything's going to be okay. They want advice that they can rely on, and they want something to assist the uncertainty of what's going on. And we all get ourselves into quite tangled messes. I mean, life is so complex now, with blended families, with kids growing up in a very different environment to when I grew up. And that statistic, 82% of us don't think that our family are aware of our wishes, for our body, for our remains, for our assets when we pass away, means that about 80% of us are also not confident that what we want done with those things are going to be given effect to. And about 80% of us are, I guess, aware that we're leaving a bit of a mess for our children, for our loved ones. And I think what Critical Info does really well is it takes all that chaos and creates a bit of a roadmap. And it's not a complete answer, nothing ever is, and every answer is unique, but it creates a little bit of chaos, a little bit of little less chaos, a bit of a roadmap at a really, really difficult time. I met Catherine about 16 months ago. She was wanting some assistance from a legal perspective with respect to one of the guides. I was Catherine's second choice. The solicitor that she wanted was unavailable, and so the universe thrust us together. And that's what I call serendipity, because I think it's fair to say we hit it off professionally straight away. We both recognised in each other, I think, that we set the bar very high from a service delivery perspective, and both recognise, and all professionals working in this area, in the area of succession, of lack of capacity, loss of capacity, death, we all recognise what an absolute privilege it is to be there for our clients, for people, and I was I was doing a will for someone a couple of years ago at Frankston Hospital who was unable to move, so we had a couple of witnesses and we had someone else who was signing on his behalf, and all he could do was just move very, very, in a very small way. And I just remember saying to him that, you know, there's not a great deal that we can individually do, but to the extent that he's got an awful lot to sort out. He's got a lot going through his mind, a lot of things. He's an ex-wife, there were a couple of girls that were missing, that were going to miss him, and he hadn't sort of left things all that well organised. And I just sort of, I said, you know, look, there's one less thing you have to worry about. And that's what each of us do individually. That's what the funeral directors that help arrange funerals, that's what accountants, that's what solicitors, that's what social workers, each of us play our part, don't we? And we just take away a little bit of stress that is occasioned by what is, as I think each of the speakers tonight have mentioned, how death is absolutely inevitable. So it's going to happen to all of us, and all of us can play a part in taking away a little bit of the uncertainty. And Critical Info does that really, really well. It's common sense, it's objective, it's, you know, okay, it's very difficult when we're worried about what's going to happen to make sensible and objective decisions. And Critical Info, I think, really helps and complements what the other professionals that are in this room try to do, which is to have people focus on what's important. I was going to go through a few tips. I'll just go through a couple that I give to my clients. Things like plan early, plan well. Think about the real dynamic that exists. And if you've got something, if people have had the opportunity to have eased into what's going to happen over the next few weeks or months or in the future, because they've utilised a web page like Critical Info and all the resources that they've got, they're able to make more, I think, sensible and more comprehensive decisions. I have clients that sometimes put post-its on the back of their pictures and you know, draw massive lists of where they want their where they want their crockery to go. We hold family meetings. We encourage people to sit down with their kids, their adult kids, and say, right, when we pass away, this is what we want you to do. And so the ability to have those conversations has to start somewhere. And I think with engaging with a service like Critical Info is a fantastic way to start. I'll just finish with two quotes. So Benjamin Franklin says, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. All right, that's a pretty boring one. The other one is that death and taxes are inevitable. We both know that. We've talked about that. I kind of don't think we can do anything about taxes, but with Critical Info, we can make the consequences of death a little bit more manageable. Thanks very much. Do I do anything?
Hello, hello. That's me. Yes, I am Olivia, and I have the honour of managing Catherine's podcast. I hope you've all listened. Who's listened to Don't Be Caught Dead? Isn't it amazing? Isn't Catherine such an incredible interviewer? You really? It's an honour to support you and to manage your podcast and support someone who is making such a positive impact in this world. But the reason I'm standing on this stage tonight is to sing a little song. I wrote a song for Catherine, and now I get to sing it tonight. So who here has actually got their affairs in order? Thank you for your honesty. This song is dedicated to all of you. Hit it, Josh. Thank you. Yes, I think we could have it a bit louder. Thank you. Don't you be caught dead. Do you have other plans, a plan B instead? Have you figured a way to avoid your fate? Are your final wishes all up to date? Are you team scattered ashes or 6 feet under? And does your family know? I wonder if they had to guess, would they fight about it? If you haven't said, would they know? I doubt it. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. It's critical to leave your critical. Where are your passwords if you're not here? Who your Facebook and banking dear, who jump through hoops 10 million times to stop the utility bills and fines. Or your family need a GoFundMe page to pay for the funeral that they arrange. It doesn't need to be so hard. If you face your fears, go ahead, take charge. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. It's critical to leave your critical. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. It's critical. They need your critical info. When you face your fear, it's a big relief to you and the ones who will be in grief when your loved one's brain can't function well, 'cause they're missing you and they're going through hell. At least the burden will be much less if you face your fears, make it not a mess. It's a parting gift, it's a legacy, it's the gift of love for your family. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. It's critical to leave your critical info. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. It's critical. We need your critical info now. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. It's critical. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught dead. Don't be caught dead, don't be caught. I came back from the light. Yes.
Thank you so much, Olivia.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I had the pleasure of hearing her when she came in, but she didn't do that at the end, so that was a bit of a surprise. I thought, so that's amazing. So thank you. So now we're sort of towards the end of the night, end of the formalities. We want to thank Catherine for such an inspiration, and even tonight, the organisation. You're just amazing. So this platform is truly a game changer. I know I've dealt with my mum's passing not too long ago, and this platform would have been very helpful to me. I will certainly be getting a subscription to this and not let my children go through the same thing that I had to go through. I think my solicitor's state lawyer's here tonight, and he knows how about 2 weeks I was looking for my mum's certificate of title and I couldn't find it. And eventually I went, yes, I found it. She'd given it to me. But in my grief, I didn't even know that I had it. So that would have been perfect if I had a reminder, and especially I'm getting older, I can't remember things nowadays, so it would have been perfect. And as Catherine said, it's $99 per year and $10 per month just to give people peace of mind, so I highly recommend it. A big shout out to Frankston Arts Centre and their team for putting together yet another amazing event. Every time I come to this venue, there is always something different about it. You guys do an amazing job, and this room just transforms into something different each time, so well done. And obviously Olivia D'Souza for her absolutely awesome song. I think you've got to use that as your company jingle, so it's good. So to bring the spirit of critical info to life and to get us all a bit mingling, I think some of you have already done that, but there is you would have received a jigsaw puzzle piece representing one part of a life story that we each hold. As you connect with others to complete the full picture of Critical Info's 15 focus points and Don't Be Caught Dead podcast, you'll be reminded that documenting our lives and doing it in the community helps us support one another, ease the burden of grief, and build a network where no one is left to navigate the loss on their own. So I urge you to, if you haven't, this one looks like it's already nearly done, but there is a few here to still do. So I urge you to go and grab a piece and put it together. It's a bit of fun. Now down the back, there's some merch. Don't Be Caught Dead t-shirt, you need to buy one. And there's watch the Don't Be Caught Dead shorts, which are the shorts of the podcast. And if you know someone who needs support, get them. There's a guide as well. I think the guide's going to be in the goodie bags. About my loved one died, what do I do now? And I think as Catherine said, she was Googling. I did exactly the same thing. There was, what do I need to do? I knew Mum had I was a power of attorney, but there's so many things. I've just been waiting for the bills to come in to find out who's the electricity, who's this, who's that. So, and then last thing, don't forget to get a goodie bag on your way out. And finally, there's Sid the skeleton. So Sid is down the back. You need to get a photo with Sid and post it on socials for her. So thank you very much, everyone. Enjoyed the food and the drinks for the rest of the evening. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks.